I've had a lot of you ask for cheap little DIY fixes for things, so this is one that I figured I'd put up here. A homemade adapter filter plate along with homemade PCV valve vent. So what we have here, if we look at this is the top cap for one of these standard Briggs & Stratton intakes. See that? And that right there is just semi-threaded rod that goes down into it. You can actually cut it and pull it right out of there. So what we end up with is this filter. This is a Kawasaki filter. And normally these have a cone that comes down through the center right here. And I just scoured that out so that it fit over the top of everything. This right here is one of my favorite good old-fashioned tricks that I learned from a hot rodder years ago. This plate is a chunk of literally this cutting board. So what you do is you take the cutting board and you cut out your template where it is that you need it. And then where you need your studs, you go down through with bits like these. I can post a link for these in the description. And I put these in a drill press, but you can use it with a regular drill and stuff like that. You just clamp this down into something and then gouge out where it is that you need. See, those are in there. And then you just drill a hole in and 5-ton epoxy that into place. And that goes right over the top. And then we need your PCV valve to vent. So what we have here is a fuel filter. Now the inside piece of this fuel filter is pressed into place. So what you do is you slice around this outer edge on the inside and you cut this top piece off. Like so. And then what you have is the bottom, and you 5-ton epoxy the cap on here, and you 5-ton epoxy the bottom of this filter onto here. And then what you do is on the end of it, you find a piece of hose that it fits in that makes it big enough to fit into whatever your PCV valve hose is. As you can see, it presses right in and stays nicely. So this right here just goes right on. See if I can do this with one hand while I'm on the camera. Just like that. And then our cap. And because I'm sure you want to hear it run. So there we go. There's a nice little dirt cheap DIY idea for when you've got your filter housings missing on engines that you pick up. That entire tractor was a $50 freebie that just plain needed to go and have the carbs pulled off and cleaned. But unfortunately, the previous owner had lost the filter housing, so I made one. Now it's going to go to a buddy of mine in order to work at his place. We're going to give him a cheap $200 deal so that he can go and mow his yard, because he's helped out with the channel a lot, and he's been a really good friend over the years. There you go. Dirt cheap DIYs.